Smokey Ace, thank you for the follow. Commander Root, thank you for the follow. Alright, what's going on, guys? This is our second stream, and with us here we have Farfa. So first things first, I'd like to shout out our sponsors. We have King of Games Connection, which is mine and Noah's sponsor for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
We have Card Overflow as well. Card Overflow is offering a 5% discount code.
Tell them the code. Tell them the code.
I will be telling them the code. I got the code right here, and I'm going to be putting it in the chat. Right now, their site is under maintenance, but when it's back up again, this would be working. So here's the code in the chat.
It is DGZ Loli 5. All right, it's DGZ Loli 5. Not that we ripped off from anybody at all. It's totally original. DGZ Loli 5. Let them know. Let them know.
All right, DGZ Loli 5. So with that, guys, we're going to start and get into the stream. So I'll throw up everyone else's webcams and they can get started.
All right, let's see it. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. All right. Oh, and we're on.
There you guys go. So I'll leave it to you guys. Just let me know if you need me.
Thank you, AJ. You know, once again, we cannot run this stream without AJ. It would just be impossible. So much appreciated, AJ. You already know what it is. It's your boy, the one and only, the Base Lolly Good. All right, okay, yeah. Settle down. All right, cut the shit. All right, so today we got. And we have Noah Beagleman.
Yeah. Don't mention me. Didn't top this last regional. Clearly, Sentoki best deck.
Relax.
I got 16th. I don't know.
Relax, everybody. All right, well, I got 6. So I'm a god. You know, you already know. All right, but we have to stay on track. We got to focus on our guest of honor. We are super honored. You know, the only people who are better than Base Lolly are Base Lolly's guests. So, and Noah and AJ. But furthermore, we got a special guest for y'all today, and he has graced us with his presence for longer than any normal human being could tolerate us for. And it is what time is it where you're at? What time is it?
It is 2:15 in the morning.
It is 2:15 in the morning, and he's on with us. Here in California, it's 5 p.m. We're just after football, American football, of course. So please give it up for Yu-Gi-Oh! All right, shut the fuck up. All right.
Thank you so much for joining us when it's so late over there for you.
It's okay. I was up watching the McGregor fight last night, so I woke up really late.
Oh, Jesus. How was that? How was that? I didn't know you were into UFC.
Just a couple of the big ones. Nothing special.
Oh.
Place any big bets on it?
Oh, no.
Not a betting man, huh?
That was too hard to call.
Mm. Who did you want to win?
Obviously not that fucking loudmouth Irish prick. God damn, he talks so much shit.
Yeah, he's a European, huh? I don't know. I mean, you never know. Maybe there's some European pride in that. But yeah, I saw the video of him attacking a bus. So after that, I was like, I'm not super sure who to cheer on here. Who to cheer on? Probably not the guy who attacked the bus. So Nadir, first I want to get things started with this. This is the biggest question. I went on social media. I said, what do you want to hear? Like, what is the big question? Like, and I got some mixed results. I got like big if true, haha, lol, poggers, farfa ball, farfa chinke, whatever, like Italian,
questions.
Michael Forner. But the biggest one, the one that stood out the most, was definitely, who is Jeff?
It really is just a bad reference to that shitty film. That's all it is. And then it just kind of stuck. So me and the Scottish guys, whenever we go to an event, we always come up with the event patter. I don't know how you guys say it in American, but patter, I guess, is like the
like the lingo.
Kind of.
Like what you guys are gonna say?
It's like the big joke of that
specific
event, right? So the last event we went to was Utrecht, and the patter there was it was some stupid mumble rap song. So after every single play or anything that happened at the event, we would just say to one another, "I like it like that." Yeah. So yeah, very stupid. Just doesn't mean anything. Just stupid shit. So the patter for like YCS like Prague 2015 or something. It was just Jeff, Jeff Barrage, Rap Barrage, like that was it. Like, it's just a shit joke. It's just awful. It's not funny. And then somehow it just stuck with the channel. People just really liked it.
They just I look anywhere involving Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh, just big if Jeff if true, something Jeff, my name Jeff, Miyamo Jeff, Farfa Chinke Jeff.
It's stuck like a disease. So
I like it though.
Yeah, I just rolled with it.
I like
really
it.
Unfortunate for anyone who happens to actually have that name.
Just come on, and my name Jeff, and then they go on YouTube. Oh, is his name actually Jeff?
I can't take anyone seriously with that name now. I think like if someone tells me that's their name, I just kind of laugh in their face like, "Oh, wait, sorry, that wasn't a joke." Okay.
All right, Jeff. Yeah, well, Jeffrey Jones. See ya. I guess we're not having you on the show. No, just kidding. Please come on our show. Damn. Okay. So, I guess the next question with that same. So, Jeff. At this point, he's not real, right? But we can both agree that he's basically like a character on your show, like a pseudo character. You know what I mean? So, in the same vein of characters, so what's the whole deal? You got to tell me the whole deal with Duncan. Now, Duncan has been on the show numerous times. He's said so many different things. Today he informed us actually that it was this dude named Marcus who innovated. What was the phrase, Noah? What was the phrase?
Oh yeah, you want to see it some of the time, but not all the time.
Yeah. Damn. I can't believe you went and contacted him about this. Wow, that's amazing.
I hit him up.
We were so curious.
Super accusatory. I was like, "Why'd you come up with this?" And he told me, he's like, "Oh, yeah, that actually just wasn't me at all." And I felt kind of bad, but then I remembered the other phrase, the other phrase of his, which is that it's fine if you draw it, but if you don't draw it, it's also fine.
Yeah. So the story with that one is so the first one being, you want to see it sometimes but not all the time, was a certain player did well at a certain event, and it was so it was Shadal, Necros, BA, Cliff, or whatever format.
Great format.
Maybe Satel Knight format if you lean that way, if you are so inclined. And in his deck profile, he mentioned that he played 2 Shadal Fusion and
Okay.
2 what was the other funny one? Mistake,
Shadal.
right? Two Shadal Fusion, 2 Mistake. And his reasoning was that Shadal Fusion isn't that great against Necros, right? But Mistake is. So in a very convoluted, broken English kind of way, it seemed to appear that I'll draw Shadal Fusion against the BA matchup, and I'll draw Mistake against Necros. That's kind of what it seemed to suggest. So yeah, it kind of just devolved into a meme there, and then the concept of 2-ofs and the concept of just playing a card at 2. Generally, for the most part, obviously there's a million exceptions here, but in general, like if you're playing 2 of a card in your deck, it's very what are you like? I don't see the point of playing a 2-of. Like you either want to draw it and see it or you don't. So that kind of develops into like that kind of meme thing. So for I don't know. So for example, like 2 Wind Twister is like a meme on my channel as well. It's like, do you want to play against backrow decks or do you not care? Do you want to sometimes deal with backrow, sometimes you don't? Okay, so that's kind of where it came from. And yeah, that's kind of how the 2-of thing just became a huge meme and stuff on the channel. And the latter one was Duncan's Infernity profile, where he was reviewing his Infernity deck. He basically said that he played 2 Infernity Necromancer because drawing it is fine, but if you don't draw it, that's also fine because you can just search it with the Archfiend. So, but the way it was, the context at the time, I was like, it was on film, like at locals. So, okay, Duncan, so why are you playing 2? Like, well, why not 3 or why not 1? And he's like, and he just said, it's fine if you draw it, if you don't draw it. So it's like, okay, doesn't that apply to any card? And I don't know.
I guess it does. It does now. So in that same vein, so you went to the 200th, right?
Yep.
So what did you play? You played Burning Abyss, right?
The 200th? No, I played the game plan. I stuck to the game plan.
So let me ask, did that deck contain any 2-ofs? And if so, which were they?
I actually can't remember. I don't think there was any 2-ofs. I mean, there was 2 Sky Iris
all the time.
I mean,
you want to see Sky Iris sometimes, huh?
Well, no, because it was like 3 terraforming as well. So it wasn't really 2. It was like 5 or like 4 or something.
Sure.
But anyway, that was complete net deck of Steven's deck. I thought him getting banned and stuff. I would just play it in his kind of honor, I suppose.
Konami banned him because his deck was too powerful. We'll now find out.
Or maybe it was his sighting patterns. I don't
know. Maybe it was his cowboy strategy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, that's a really good strategy. Like, not if you do it that way,
right. But if it somehow comes up,
legitimately, like there were instances where there was 4 minutes on the clock. You side for like a minute or 2, and then you do your combos, and I guess
happens.
Not in a malicious way or anything, but it really it put in work. Cowboy was a good side card. So shout outs to Steven. He maybe if he just worded it a little better.
Maybe if he just did not add the part where he said stall and or push into time.
Or aside for 10 minutes and chill. That was his right. That was his
aside for 10 minutes and chill.
Yeah, we're trying to Netflix and chill. Steven's siding and chill.
Yeah, siding and chill. I gotta see if that one will fly. Hopefully it will. But not with Konami.
Real quick, I was talking to Duncan earlier after I accused him so brutally, and he talked about this 60-card Infernity deck he's currently playing. And there's apparently a combo where if you open Summoner Monk and double spell, you can make Cowboy out of 2 Summoner Monks, and then use the last second Summoner Monk to summon Armageddon Knight, and then make a Sold out of Cowboy and Armageddon Knight. So apparently Cowboy's a combo piece now.
So now you should have just said that. You should have said it's a combo. It's an integral combo piece. But I only play one because I want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. You know,
Yeah,
so.
you might draw that extra deck monster.
Right. Yeah. But we'll say it applies to everything. So at this point, if I ever play two Hayate, yeah, I just want to see Hayate sometime.
The story with Duncan is basically he was a lot bigger on my channel and stuff when it was like starting out, and you know, I lived
Right.
over there,
Dante
obviously.
Necrogardna,
Yeah.
etc. You know, Dante can't beat Necrogardna worst deck. LOL.
His reasoning is so it's pretty interesting. But the very first time we met, well, we didn't really meet, but like we so happened, like we coincidentally started playing Yu-Gi-Oh at like the same time. Well, at least competitively. So we attended our first ever regionals at the same time together. And there's the whole story on my channel if anyone's interested. History of the Yu-Gi-Oh player Duncan.
Oh, beautiful.
So you know, TLDR, we met at this. Well, we didn't meet again. Like I said, we attended our first regional. I played Fire Fist, and it was January 2014. So it was like Fire Fist, Mermail format, I guess, somewhat. I think, or there was like Heretics and maybe Gear Gear. I can't remember. Stuff like that. So you know, that was my first ever regional. I got my invite, so I thought that was like a huge deal. It really wasn't. Duncan got 63rd or something with Chaos Zombies or something. I don't know what the fuck.
I guess he did not get his invite.
And then he so I don't know, he just messaged me and he was like he was discussing theory and stuff, and I was like, oh, this guy, like, he's got some I wouldn't say Duncan's got good theories, but he's got interesting ideas. Okay, so over the years, what are the Duncan specials? He's played Illusionary Snatcher and Monarchs, because what does that card do again? It like specials itself if you.
It's see, I'm thinking of shit. When you said that, my head went to Shape Snatch, so that's a vanilla.
You guys want me to look it up and tell you guys what?
Illusory Snatcher is like the one where it's like when you summon a. Yeah, you like it's like a Kage to
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. I can see it now. Okay. So when you summon Aether, Aether special summons a guy from the deck, and then Illusionary Snatcher special summons itself from the hand, and I think that's 8k exactly or something.
Oh, beautiful! There it is. It's done. The game is over.
Like that. So he was
read out what
playing...
Apprentice Illusion Magician does.
Apprentice Illusion Magician?
Yeah,
that'd be exactly okay.
That's the one I looked up. That's the one you're talking about, right?
No, Illusionary
Snatcher.
Oh, Illusionary Snatcher. All right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, when you
of course, that card. How about I think of that?
Another meme, like that deck specifically was a great meme because, like, I guess Monarchs in like 2015 were like a deck that could I guess play like a bunch of techs. Like you could build it in very like different ways and stuff, and Duncan really abused that. So, you know, obviously I guess like Red Lair was standard and stuff, but Duncan, instead of playing Red Lair, he played Cyber Dragon because the Cosmos were in the meta, right? So you could
of course.
You could fuse their field if you're playing as Cosmo. No, because Stormforce for Erebus wasn't enough. You had to bully them, like literally make them
right.
So fuse their field and then Stormforce for Erebus them again.
Yeah, as if you weren't just destroying that matchup anyway.
You had to add some sentry.
They're Illusionary Snatcher up if anyone wants to read it real fast. Take it off in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, just please take it off because I don't think anyone's gonna want to play that ever. If you play this, just why are you watching, dog? Like, actually, please still watch. We need all the support we can get.
And of course, the big one was Garbage Lord. Special summon it from your hand, paying 2,000 life, 0 attack, dark. You can't special summon any monsters for the rest of the turn except dark monsters. So you can pay half your life points if you have 2 Garbage Lord. You can summon an Adrius. Pops a card. Log.
all right. Pops a card. Woo! Shut the fuck up. All right, shut up.
Something that we also credit Duncan to is playing Mathematician in Necros before Hoban did.
That's not even bad. Hey.
Yeah, no, but well, the thing is, it's context, right? Because Duncan was playing Mathematician when Necros was full power, right? So there wasn't any space for shit like Mathematician.
Right. So what wasn't he playing? What wasn't it his deck?
Well, I know he didn't play Jin, so.
Oh no. Maybe not. So maybe only 2 Brio. Wanted to see it sometimes, but not all the time.
Duncan has this like kind of lag when it comes to the meta, right? Because you know, like Mathematician was good in Necros, you know, when they lost like 5 cards. You know, like the Rodas, like 2 Brio and stuff, or
Yeah.
maybe 1 or something. So there was space for that, so that made sense for Hoban's list and stuff. But Duncan played it when it was just not optimal. So Duncan
Right.
seems to play these like cards and stuff like when they're just not really.
He's a visionary, man.
meta
He's
for them.
seeing the future.
He's ahead.
Yeah, perhaps,
He's ahead. He's so far ahead. He's behind.
yeah. It's like time's a flat circle. He's so
Yeah.
far ahead, it just comes back.
He just comes back around. Just breaks Einstein's theory in half. It's just like it's over. He is a true time traveler.
In YCS Prague, I think that was the 2016. I think was the last major YCS that we had before Monarchs got their. I guess like the list that killed Monarchs was where they put Prime to 1 or something and Aether to 1,
Right.
to 1. So the last ever event before that was I think Prague or something like that. But anyway, he played 2 Upstart. Now this was obviously when Upstart was at 3 because Upstart went to 1, not 2. He played 2 Upstart. He says, for the life of me, I cannot find the card to cut for the 3rd up, so I'm just gonna play 2 Upstart. So my deck is pretty consistent, but not the most consistent.
Fully consistent. Like it's okay. All right, Duncan, I see you. See, I'm a big fan of only 2 Upstart. Now I'm a big fan of 3 because as they say, you don't know what you had until it's gone. So I highly regret being a man of 2 Upstart because the numbers don't lie. Many people will lie to you, but the numbers will not. And Upstart certainly does not lie to you, as I've learned in Japan.
Duncan, why don't you cut Garbage Lord? No, I need that. Duncan, why don't you cut Cyber? No, I need that. Duncan, why don't you cut Illusionary Snatcher? No, I need that.
Necessary.
Okay, right, sure. So, yep, that's. I guess that's the best way to summarize Duncan. And I guess for like the last 4 months or something, he's played nothing but Infernity Goki FTK.
Oh, perfect. That seems like the deck of the format. Yeah.
Sometimes you want an extra link, but sometimes you want an FTK run.
It's like I couldn't really decide. So
no, it doesn't extra link at all. Actually, it's purely focused on
just
FTK.
Oh,
but the Goki cards are really good for helping you get there. I don't know if it still works after the Invoker hit, because Invoker was the card that summoned
Archer, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if it still works. Maybe.
You're talking to the right guy. I mean, you're talking to Noah Bagelman. I mean, he'll figure it out for you if you want.
If you play 4 20 minutes, it works. But other than that,
okay. Wow, I'm glad you knew that on hand. So if you take a look through, I don't know if you use Wikipedia at all, Nadir, but if you take a look through Noah's Wikipedia, mine, it's like an app on your phone for people who don't know, and you can build decks and test them. So it's good to read the card pool, and it's also good to deck build and see like what your opening hand would be and practice combos, right? So Noah is strictly a combo duelist. He has about maybe 500 to 600 decks saved on his phone, and half of them are the same. So
are you serious? That many?
Yeah, so half of them are some Goki, FTK, fucking. I mean, so him and Duncan would probably. I mean, hey, you never know.
Yeah.
One person.
That's why we really like Duncan. He just he's not really like super great at the game, but he just like the ideas that he just. If you throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick, right?
Has to.
Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing has yet stuck.
Right. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. That will be the day Jeff evolves. The new what was the word you said? The new not lingo, not Joe. The joke for you. Right? The new pattern will be when Duncan's shit finally sticks. It will. Don't worry. Someone posted in the chat. They posted your Farfa brain emote. So that's probably correct.
The big brain. That's Duncan.
Yeah. Yep. That is Duncan. Has to be.
So I think in 4 years and stuff, me and Duncan have just both like performed really badly in Yu-Gi-Oh. But I think the furthest he went was with DDDs at YCS Liverpool, which ironically was where DD didn't even have the structure deck at the time.
Oh God!
So this was like ABC format, I believe. That it was the YCS.
The Malfo. Oh, that Billy one.
No. It was Liverpool was the one that Thomas Rose won with BA in ABC format randomly. Remember, it was like that 50 card monstrosity. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That was when everyone was like, BA is a huge European joke because it always wins the European events.
It's I don't know, something about that deck in this continent is just
they love it. I mean, I love it too, so I get it. Maybe I'm theoretically European, not practically. That'd be strange.
So that's the furthest Duncan went. Was I think he like made it to like day 2 of round 8 or something like that, or yeah, playing I think Beatrice could like send a card from from your deck to your grave, and then M7 adds it back. You could do like stupid shenanigans like that.
Boom. Send. Was it word illegal? Like what was the power card at the time?
Like
don't
Armageddon
remember.
Knight, send malicious. Armageddon Knight is Duncan's favorite card in the game. Like Armageddon Knight, it's the toolbox card. It's Foolish Burial. That's level 4. Like
Yeah.
that's insane, right?
And it's searchable. Malicious is one of my favorite cards. So considering you send it off Armageddon Night, I mean, there you go. But what was the furthest you've gotten at a YCS or like any event? I don't care, regional, fuck it. Like your most proud accomplishment. Like just
my proudest accomplishment.
I will take it as seriously as you do. So.
Okay, well, in terms of premier events, I've never done very good. I'm not gonna lie. I've honestly, I straight up haven't even made day 2.
They don't count. They don't count.
We'll talk. We'll talk about why I suck and why I think I suck, I guess, a little bit later. But the premier events and stuff, like, yeah, not so bueno. I guess the semi-premier events like UK Nationals, 500 people. I bubbled my first ever one,
All right.
2014. But I was playing Infernity, so I guess that was kind of cheating, right? And I played 2 Soul Charge because it clogs. So
right.
That's the logic you have when you've been playing for like 6
not all
months.
the time. Yeah. Not all the time.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was clogs. That wasn't the exact reason. The reasoning was that you want to combo off and establish your board, so you don't want to play 3 Soul Charge because you have a high chance of drawing it the next turn. Implying you haven't won the next turn anyway if you've established.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, I think, did I bubble that? I mean, I ended up like 80th or something, and it was like top 64. So like, I think, yeah, I must have lost like the last round there. And then I guess like 2 nationals after that, because I didn't go to the next national because I was studying in Germany at the time. I guess I bubbled again with BA, Pure Burning Abyss actually, and this was PK Fire format with Cosmo and Monarchs. My biggest theory is that I don't do well is because I just choose the wrong decks. But anyway, at the regional level, it's a little bit better. I've won a regional before. That was nice.
What'd you play then?
Shout outs to Bowden. He's a really big boy. He likes his foods and he likes his deck list. He likes his deck
this
list
fat
big.
joke has evolved too much.
He's big and he likes his deck list big because I won that regional with 60 card Meadowful Zoo. That was what Meadowful Zoo.
Meadowful Zoo. Let's take round of applause for Meadowful Zoo. All right, shut up.
So
Alright, jeez.
So yeah, Meadowful Zoo. Yeah, I won that regional, but even like that was my first like win of anything, I guess. But honestly, proudest moment I think was like getting 7th at the Glasgow Regional of 2015, I think it was. And the reason for that is because I had that like we had like a really tight knit social aspect at the time, and it's something that people just really don't appreciate in Yu-Gi-Oh until it's gone.
Agreed.
Just having like I had like 2 friends at the time. Shout outs to them, Ryan and Liam. Rip Liam. He doesn't play anymore because he's too busy making money, I guess. I don't know.
Damn it, money. Damn it, adults.
Yeah. So you know, we had like a tight knit group. We had a group chat, and it was just 3 of us, no one else, and we just theoried out the best Shaddoll list ever. It was called LED. We had 39 cards, and we just couldn't find the last card to play in that Shaddoll deck. What was the 40th card? Light Pulsar Dragon. And all of us topped with it at that regional.
Oh my god!
It was such a proud moment and stuff. Even though it was only like 70 people, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it
doesn't matter. It counts. It counts.
It felt good. It was your friends. You know, we had a great time. We put in a lot of effort to this. You know, we went on the local trading page, like wanting to buy 9 Majesty's Fiends because there was 3 of us and we needed 3 for our side decks. So I was like, why are these guys buying 9 Majesty's Fiends?
What is your side deck? I played 9 Majesty's Fiends for the
So that was really nice. I was in the like prime of my life then. I was doing really well in uni, and my channel was like wasn't like big or anything, but you know, like people knew me, people liked me, my friends and stuff. Like we played like all the time. We play tested all the time. So you know, I guess I was better at the game back then and stuff. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that. That was pretty fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. No. It was definitely 2015 was a good year for you. Yeah, we had something similar in California. And long story short, it also just died. There's a huge community. I don't know if you remember, but on Zodiac, we'd constantly post your stream. We had 200 people that were local. And so we'd be like playing. It was like
Locals?
insane. Yeah. It was with
Wow.
who was another big player who would go to those? I mean, it was me. Oh God, we had a lot like Asala, and like those kind of like all the California people. They would all go, and then
Like Ed. And
yeah, Ed, absolutely, and then it just kind of exploded. We found out that the company, who I will not mention for legal reasons, was dipping their hand in the cookie jar. So they were pulling out a little too many cookies, and some legal issues, legal trouble later. They shut down. So see ya.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Embezzlement.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? They did not stick to the game plan, so here we are. Now there is no community of Yu-Gi-Oh! in Southern California, so we suck. But speaking of which, so what is the community like out? So a lot of your videos are from, I feel like it's from the same card shop. Like it's Duncan and it's that other guy. Oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for forgetting his name. Jordan. But there's the other one, the one who he played Burning Abyss and he did really well at something and he gets really drunk a lot and
Oh, Danny.
Danny, there we go. Yes, him.
Yeah.
Danny. So it's all from the same sort of locals. So what would you say the local scene in like your area? So first of all, did you move from Glasgow? Like, is it not?
I don't live there. I moved like 2 months ago.
So that's why it's
yeah.
far for Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, not Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh. Goodbye, Glasgow.
Yeah, I moved like 2 months ago, but yeah, like when I first started out and stuff, it was basically the same locals. It was there was the locals on the south side of Glasgow that we went to all the time. And that's like how I met everyone. That's how like people like Jordan and Ryan and stuff like taught me and like made me like somewhat competent. And yeah, like the stereotypes are real. Scottish people love their alcohol. You just go to these regionals, you go to these events, you just get absolutely fucking wrecked and top with a 7-card side deck because it's Scottish regionals and it don't matter.
Yeah, there it is. Yep. Anything less than 15, you already know you're in Scotland. All right, yep. We figured it out.
So yeah, teen pregnancy aside, I guess that's probably like one of the biggest reasons why I just haven't been doing well recently. I just don't have that local scene anymore. Like our locals with the I think it was the emergency ban list of Pepe. A lot of people like invested in that, and then Konami like just shut it down, and people were just like, "I'm done."
Just like, see ya. Like, there's that old meme. There's that old reaction image of this dude, this Japanese dude, I think, but it's like he makes this face and he's just like with something like he was just like crushed in his hand. So that's basically what happened with Pepe. That joke wasn't funny. As you can see, the memes on this channel are still a work in progress. We're still trying to figure it out. So, please bear with us as we kind of work through it.
As like once the locals died, no, there was no one to play with anymore. I haven't consistently played in locals for 2 years now. I never played locals in Zoo format. I didn't play it in Spiral format. Just haven't been playing the game. I don't have the locals anymore. Like there was like 2 competitive players. There was no drive to get better. There was no drive to be the best anymore. So I just kind of like hung back and I traveled to the big events and stuff. And I guess the only reason I didn't quit was just because of my channel. Like straight up was like my channel was doing really well.
Do it for the fans. You have to.
Yeah, like even at the full at the full time level and stuff, playing this game is pretty nice. But that's the only reason I was still in the game. Like the game itself, I'm not as anywhere near as into it as I was. Like I was a very big advocate for competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't find competitive Yu-Gi-Oh rewarding at all anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of gambling now. The cards are just way too powerful. It's on a serious level. Yeah, the cards are just really, really powerful. It used to be for sure. Like when I was new, I don't know if this was the same for Unity or, but a lot of reading back row. Like you had to like read back row and navigate around them accordingly. And now the cards are just so strong that you can read them. I mean, you can read them all you want, but eventually you're just going to summon Suprex and summon another guy, and then just like plow through like all their back row. Like, it doesn't matter what they are. So yeah, it's not rewarding at all.
the power creep like was a huge reason. I mean that's why like hat format was like for the most part quite a fan favorite format for a lot of
Yeah,
people because it
yeah,
was really slow.
absolutely.
You could play a bunch of different decks. And yeah, it was fun and stuff because of that diversity and there was like broken boards and stuff I guess, but it wasn't like you link discard 4 out your hand, you know kill your mom level of
Yeah.
broken.
I better call her. Like, I better less
Gotta
I
check 'em.
can. I mean, you never really know at this point. Gunflower's out there.
Yeah.
Fireball is still legal. I mean, yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
In terms of reward as well, like I said, for example, you could be like Patrick Hoban, who's I think the Necros format at Nationals. That guy put in 80 hours a week, so of practicing and stuff. Like he claimed
Yeah,
months
60
and months of
hours.
saving ideas and tech cards. I don't know how true all of that is, but the
Nobody
guy
does. Yeah.
who knows, right? But anyway, the guy scrubs out by round 7, right?
Yeah, yeah, he's gone. He's out of there.
It's just you just don't get rewarded. If you
Right.
put that much time and effort into being good at like anything else, like League of Legends or
Right.
Overwatch, anything competitive, like you will get those rewards. Like there's RNG and
Eventually,
stuff.
for sure. Right.
Yeah, there's RNG and stuff and everything, but like I've seen some of the best players in Europe just go 0-2, because that's the nature of the game. Like you can just get some little spaz can just flip a trap card on you, and you
Yeah.
can't activate any spells for the rest of the game as
So,
long as
yeah,
they
yeah.
pay 700 life in their standby. It's like okay,
Right. They start with 8,000. So that's it. I mean, how many turns is that? They got to pull out a watch, be like, wonder if I can survive that long. And go summon Suprex. Oh, I guess that's not happening. Yeah. So.
Well, see, I don't know. Here, I kind of have a different perspective on this since I joined the game like so recently. Only been playing like since those blue cards came out in the extra deck. Yeah,
you've missed
but-
out, man. Missed out.
So I've heard. So I've heard. But so you talk about like diversity in the metagame, right? And how this is like a good thing. But then you talk about some spaz flipping order, like that's diversity, right? If we were all playing pure Sky Striker mirror matches or like pure Goki mirror matches, then there would never be any variants like that. You would know what to expect, and you would think that a better player would win more often than not.
Yeah, for sure. Like, but it's again, it's like the kind of like the probability of numbers. Like, if you attend enough events, like let's say you were to repeat the same events over and over. Like if you could replay the 200th like 100 times and just re-enter the event 100 times, like the best most deserving player would probably win that more often than not. But there will still be those instances of where they just go 0-2 to some random guy with an Imperial Order. Like that can happen. And I just think that chasm between how well you can do potentially based on your effort and how well you can lose out because of the potential of that poor RNG, I think that gap is way too big for this game. You can literally just do so badly because of like I can see Bowden in the chat here. You look at Bowden and Ryan, who took pretty much card for card the same deck. Bowden
yeah. That's a good example.
Bowden gets second place, and Ryan Levine gets second last place. Like, and that's like a once in a lifetime event. When are you ever going to get that chance again to go to Worlds?
Well,
Like, how much effort these guys put in? They put in the same effort because they were like the teammates and stuff.
Right.
They were working on the same deck.
So it's just really a Konami issue than just banning the floodgates.
Well, floodgates are like, I guess, kind of a symptom of the issue.
Yeah,
maybe they are the root. Maybe they are the root. Maybe they are like not just a symptom. Maybe they are the root of the problem. But yeah, it's the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I just think that there isn't that reward that I feel like it used to have. If you put in effort now, like yeah, you'll still do really well, I think. But I just feel like like a little bit prior in previous formats, that effort put in would have reaped more rewards than it does now, maybe. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the floodgates themselves, for sure. And I know, super out of character of me to talk more about Yu-Gi-Oh than about sex or something juvenile. But I think the floodgates generally perform at are only as strong as the decks they're flooding. So if the decks, if like these decks are just getting destroyed to the point where these floodgates are like, oh my god, these floodgates need to be banned. How strong are the decks they're flooding? Like imagine if they weren't getting flooded. Like, oh man, yeah, it would just be over. It would just yeah, I mean it would just be a bunch of mirrors and stuff. So I think maybe the floodgates are the problem. I think the cards are just like I said before, they're just too powerful. I think because otherwise,
This is something that people bring up as a counter argument all the time. It's like, well, we need floodgates because it keeps the meta in check and stuff like that, and it does provide that diversity because it gives those weaker decks a chance to win because you can just stop the better deck from playing altogether, and that is true. But the thing is, like, the way to look at it is like two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, sure, floodgates stop all these cancer decks that do insane combos and stuff, but I don't think anyone is actually advocating for Goki being a good and fair deck and healthy sense of big game balance, right? So yeah, it keeps these decks in check, but at the same time, why not just make fair decks to begin with so we don't need these floodgates, right?
Exactly.
I guess that's maybe the way to look at it.
That's where I'm coming from here because see, like Noah and I, one thing about us is as far as dueling is concerned, we just have it. So I played Sky Striker, excuse me. I played Sky Striker for the regional, and he played Game Plan. So he is a huge advocate of combo and just like he's a math tutor. I mean, I don't know if that explains anything for you. So he tutors little kids in math, and so all the time he's just like adjust classes. Like in his head, it's just like a super like my name's Johnny Lee, except he doesn't post a long Facebook posts. But I mean, otherwise, he's just like that. That's all his like when he approaches Yu-Gi-Oh! And then when I'm approaching Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, like I helped innovate. Shout out to Bowden Psych, you didn't do any of this. I helped innovate with Dalton Bausman, +1 Fire Fist, the really cool Tenki Bear deck. And so that's very much like you really
did
worked.
He cheat against you?
Yes, he did. All right, you know what? Okay, so anyway, sorry.
I had no idea you guys were like testing partners and shit.
We were more than that. We were boys. We slept in the same bed before. I mean, no homo. You know what? I have nothing wrong with homosexuals. Nothing wrong.
And then he cheated. And then he cheated against you.
And then he cheated against me. Oh, it was a mess. It was a mess. And his boy Dirk, who I actually like a lot. He That's a whole story for another time. I've been cheated by everybody.
Lion King shit right here.
Oh god. Oh man, the stampede was coming, and I was playing him. I was like, Dalton, look, you can beat me, but you don't cheat. And he whispers in my ear, and he says, "You want to see a magic trick?" Because that was his thing. He loved showing me magic tricks, where he's like hiding cards and shit. And so, boom, there he goes. He just cheated. That was it. That was the last time we yeah. But now everybody who I've played against. I've been cheated by like everybody, including Bowden. Just kidding. I never gotten cheated by Bowden. But anyway, so that's my approach, like a very sort of interactive game plan. And I think to some degree that translates. You know what I mean? Like the interaction point. Because like when you play a combo deck, you don't really. It's like, hey, do you have a hand trap? Or if you don't, then you just kind of play by yourself, right? But I love kind of this communication, especially when my opponent is not socially inept. So I love this like interaction, right? So my next question for you, right? Because it translates everywhere. So I know you're married. You know what I mean? I know you're married. Yeah. So and congratulations. So I want to ask you, do you not do you miss being single? Because of course not. Like of course, happily married, right? But and I know she's in the room. I saw her a little bit, so that's why I was kind of like, ooh, these are some juicy questions I can ask. But is there anything about any quality other than being a single bachelor? Okay, we can throw that out the window. That doesn't matter. Let's keep you out of the doghouse here for a second. Is there anything like about the single life that you could have done, because you guys live together too, right? So was there anything about living alone or the single life that you miss particularly, before you used interaction like you would in Yu-Gi-Oh! And got married?
No, I honestly don't think so. I think it's one of the best decisions ever. I guess like getting married like really young and stuff. People think like, oh, like you've got your whole life ahead of you. You shouldn't settle down till you're like 30, 35 or something. And it's like, I think the biggest advantage of doing it when you're that young is that when you're like in your 20s and stuff, you're very like malleable as a person. Like you're still like sort of cementing your beliefs and values in life,
Cute.
and you're changing as a person. So if you're married, like you can work that around each other. Whereas if you get married like later in life, you've already set in your ways. So
Mm.
you're less likely to compromise, and you're less likely to, yeah, just compromise on certain values and aspects of your like personality. So yeah, I think that's just, like a bit, people could say like, oh, you shouldn't, you should wait for the one and stuff. And I don't really believe like in that concept, like the one. I think that um it's about the it's more about the journey rather than destination. So like people say like, you have to like, the end goal is like finding true love or something. Whereas personally for me, I just think like, I think the actual process of cementing a secure and solid foundation of a relationship, that itself is the process of true love or whatever. And I
Oh,
think
that's
that,
beautiful. That's
and
beautiful.
I think,
That's beautiful.
yeah.
Let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause. Hey, clap for it. I talk if you don't clap, I'm gonna kick you out. All right, good. Yeah, clap. Yeah. All right, stop. All right, stop.
So we make a good team. We make a good team. She's supportive of the Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. She tried herself. I
I
tried
was
to
gonna
teach
ask.
her.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I tried to teach her. After like an hour, she set Magician of Faith in the field spell zone with no spells engraved. So I was like, let's just
That's
you just
yeah, it's
I'll
over.
just do the Yu-Gi-Oh. You just have your hobbies.
Right.
Yeah, I tried.
Tap
I
a
tried.
clap in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah, I gave it a shot. So, my this girl that I'm seeing now, very very nice girl. I tried to show her a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh too, because when we go to Japan, she really kind of helps me get involved with that. So, my first deck that I decided to play against her with was Trickstar. So, suffice to say, that didn't go so well. She got really frustrated, and so I mean, yeah, she has her hobbies. I definitely have mine. So okay, and damn, that was my next question. So, but I do have another question lined up. Don't worry, I'm never out of material. I'm always a ball of fun. And now I'm a huge fan of chat. I'm a huge fan of Twitch chat, as I know you are. I see the emotes scrolling through chat. So one guy asks, Nadir. So I don't know if you're religious. I never really asked about it. But are there any restricted like smoking, drinking? Like, do you do all that? Like, do you do any of that legally? Of course. Like, disclaimer, legal, like legally, this is all legal. So
Nah, I don't drink. I smoke sometimes, not like anything illegal, like just
right.
like normal cigarettes. Not nowhere near as much as I used to. Since I moved to Sweden and moved in with my like partner and stuff, like we just, yeah, I just nothing really, just really boring, very vanilla. Yep.
Very vanilla.
Yeah. That's
Would that be your
basically it.
favorite flavor of ice cream too? Would it be vanilla?
Honestly, yeah, probably.
All right. So
I'm a very boring person. I'm not gonna lie.
perfect. So that ties into my next question. You know what? AJ, do we have the picture? Do we have the? We don't we? We don't have the picture here. Let me pull it. Let me pull it up for you guys real quick. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the people. So I have, I've known Nadir for a minute, for a good minute. Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh. I knew him before he was Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh. I knew him just when he became Glasgow Yu-Gi-Oh. In fact, I knew him when
Before I was Glasgow, he knew me as Nadir.
Oh yeah, I knew him
Just
when
as
he
Nadir.
was a Zodiac duel, a mere Zodiac duel. Who would, he was really a big fan of Duncan Harbison, the guitarist. He took pictures all the time with Eazy-E and Corey McDuffie. And so let me see if I can find this, because this picture is everything to me. Damn, you've privated all your photos. Okay, you know what? I have it on my phone, and let me tell you why I have it. Oh yeah, it's on your old account. You want to know how I know? Because it's saved on my phone. Because one time I was trying to get my hair cut, and I wanted to get it cut like yours, Mr. Vanilla back in the day. But yeah, so it's on my phone. That's not weird. Don't worry. It's not weird to have your friends'
I
pictures
remember
on
this
your
conversation.
phone.
Alex messages me and he's like,
yes.
What do you tell your barber when you get a haircut? How do you get your hair like that?"
Oh yeah. Let's see if I can find it. I gotta find it. But at one point, and I don't have the picture of this, but I'm aware that you had dreadlocks.
Yes.
So for someone who is so vanilla, what the hell happened there?
Man. What year was that? That was like 3 years ago or something. I don't know. It was like middle of university or something. Yeah, I had dreads, and I showed it to my stream stuff a few times. I don't know where the pictures are anymore. I've lost it as well. Yeah, I just grew my hair out like when I was 18 to like 22 or something. I just had long hair.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, nice.
We found it. Perfect. Okay. The picture with dreads. We got it. All right. You go on. No, don't let me stop you. But just don't be surprised when your face with dreads pops up on the stream.
Yeah,
Don't freak out.
I used to have dreads, and I think it was just more convenience, you know. Just dreads, you just have them tied up. Don't gotta do anything. So yeah.
Is it true that like you have to the way to maintain it is you can't wash your hair for a very long time? Is that how you actually maintain it? Is that a myth? Or?
I mean, I washed it once every like week, 2 weeks, once every 2 weeks. I don't really know if it's true that it's like dirt that keeps it together and stuff, but I think if you wash it often, it loosens itself up more.
Okay, so it's gotta say.
I'm not an expert. I don't know.
Damn it, we need to. You know what? Remind me, Noah. We need to, or AJ. We need to invite some people, some dreadhead experts in here. We really need to invite them because I mean, not for me. Asking for a friend, of course. I'm not.
Oh yeah, man, we'll do. So hey, stream. What do you guys think of this picture right here with the dreadlocks? I think he looks pretty good.
Please compare. Please compare. What did you like more? Dread, slight mustache rather, Nadir, or penguin hat Nadir?
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm not super for the facial hair there. But the hair I thought was kind of cool. It looked alright.
I like the sides. See, you know, I'm a big admirer of hair. As you probably know, with the fact that I saved your pictures on my phone, which I assure you is not creepy. It's not weird. People do it all the time.
I think someone thinks it's weird.
In any case, so you know, I can admire the one on the sides here. I can admire that. It's nice. It's good. It's a good look. It's a very European, very chic.
I saved those for so long as well. Like when I got them cut off, like I kept them in a bag. I don't know if that's weird or not. Apparently you can sell them or something. So I was like, oh, I'll just keep this. Like maybe someone will buy them at some point. And then one day they were gone. So I don't know. I think my mom threw it out or some shit one day.
Oh my god. So okay, well, speaking of hair, I'm reading in chat, you know, this just in breaking news. Are you bald?
No.
Then what wait, really?
I'm not. Right. Judge for yourself, right?
Penguin face for all right. We did a hair reveal and I guess he is not bald. Now, chat, I'm extremely disappointed. I can't believe this was some fake news. Your chat is strictly I'm sorry, I'm sick. Strictly cruel in the fact that they all told me you were bald. So I really thought, I was like, man, this dude is bald. It's over.
So there's I think it's just a Twitch chat thing where any just mid-20s like streamer, everyone just like any big streamer like Recful and stuff, like they just get called bald and stuff all the time, right? Well, I guess he is balding technically.
Oh, is that the new pattern? Is that it? Is that the Twitch?
Yeah, it's just a Twitch pattern. Just anyone who's like mid-20s, like yeah, just going bald, life's over.
Fuck it.
So I don't know. So basically, how it came about was the camera was on the back of my head for like 5 seconds, like 4 months ago on a stream. Just this like little bald patch here, but it's not a bald patch. It's just like the way my hair was like positioned. At least that's what I tell myself. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong or not.
We're gonna find out. It's hair. It looks like hair.
Here.
No, what do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like some luscious black locks to me. I see nothing wrong with it.
I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, ever since then it was like that was just the meme. So I had to make it an emo. I hit 700 subs on Twitch recently. That was big.
Wow.
I promised
700 subs. 700 subs.
PogChamp.
I promised them that I would give them a bald emote if we hit 700. So there we go.
All right. All right. Well, I guess now they got a bald. All right. For future reference, if we ever start doing emotes, AJ, we are not doing a bald emote. I mean, it can be Noah. I'm not bald. Saki, get the hat. Get the hat. Get the hat.
So what you're saying is you want an emote of you bald.
No, I'm not bald. Give me a hat. Give me a hat.
Bald with no facial hair at all.
Get the hat,
Just
get the hat, get the hat.
completely bare skin.
No,
face
no,
Loli.
no. Get the hat. Get the hat. Get the hat. All right. No. Don't give me. Give me the first one. Just toss me one. All right, quick. All right. What's this one? Oh, come on! No, not this one. All right. You guys didn't see that. I do not have a hat that says Loli on it.
You look like a truck driver from Mumbai.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to start doing a southern accent. How do I do India? Thank you. Come again.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Do you want to go back to Yu-Gi-Oh or?
Oh. Yeah, this was just a mess for me. Noah, you have anything Yu-Gi-Oh related you want to add before I start getting into my fuck, marry, kill questions that everyone loves so
Here we
much?
go. The classic. Yeah, so I kind of some more like YouTube kind of Yu-Gi-Oh related questions. So how did Table 500 begin? What was kind of like the origin story of that? Why 500?
I generally I can't remember. Like so the I know where the term itself came from.
Mm-hmm.
So the term itself, apparently it was like something that Phoenix Flare cited once. I don't know if that's true or not. Me and Tyler are really good friends, so he never had any issue with me using that as the title of my series. That just became a huge phenomenon in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, which is amazing to see. But the term itself, where it originated from. So do you guys remember there was like an Ebola scare at YCS Dallas?
Yeah, that was
Do you remember that?
crazy.
Like 2 years ago or
Yeah.
something? So there was like there was this Ebola outbreak, and everyone was scared like Ebola is coming to the US and stuff. And someone on Zodiac posted that I remember like almost word for shout outs to you, whoever you are, wherever you know, if you'll remember if you see this, you'll know that you were the one who said it. But the exact words was something along the lines of because I think like so someone posted the original topic was like, you know, what kind of, you know, should we be worried about YCS Dallas? Is there going to be because specifically it was
Right.
Dallas is where the first ever case of Ebola was found in America like recently. So they were worried like, oh, YCS Dallas, like there's an Ebola scare. So, you know, they were so worried. So it's like, you know, someone posted that saying, you know, what's what, you know, is there any kind of Konami protocol in place, or, you know, should we be worried? And then some guy said that he said Ebola can only be contracted or transferred orally or something like that. So unless you're sucking dick at table 500, you don't need to worry. Something like that. And then that just stuck with me. Table 500. I was like, wow, that's a name. And I just rolled with it.
That's something.
So there you go. Like table 500 is literally an Ebola outbreak origin.
What was the first deck on table 500? I mean, we could go back and look, but what was the first deck on there?
Celtic Guardian Turbo.
That was. I guess we didn't have to rough check that one. That was fast.
Well, I mean, it's Yugi's monster or something, right?
Right. Celtic Guardian.
Yeah. So they made a bunch of random support around him apparently. So there's like obnoxious Celtic Guardian or agnostic Celtic Guardian. If you watch the abridged series, that's like one of the only funny jokes that came from there. Agnostic Celtic Guardian. And there's some guys that I think lets you draw to if you like summon a agnostic Celtic Guardian. But the deck's just dead now because if you actually go watch the replay again, like every replay requires Invoker. So
say goodbye.
Another casualty. Yeah, so I think I can't even remember why. Like I think my inspiration came from a lot of my YouTube inspiration comes from other channels that are non-Yu-Gi-Oh related. Weirdly enough, I honestly I don't watch any Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube videos other than like deck profiles if I want to see like something specific.
Right.
But in terms of just general Yu-Gi-Oh, I honestly just don't. There's a few decent ones out there like Mega Capital G has a really good video on the history of the first ever Yu-Gi-Oh ban list. That's a really good watch.
Oh wow.
Random stuff
really,
like that.
You're representing Mega Capital G now. All right, I'm glad you guys made up. Wow, the feud's over. It's done.
He's got a few good videos, and you know, if you upload like 2,000 videos, one of them's good. I'm only kidding, Randall. I'm only kidding, Randall.
Goodbye, Randall. It's over. Say goodbye.
But yeah, he does a few stuff like that, so that's like really cool and stuff. I do like that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, most of my inspiration stuff comes from outside of the Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube scene. So I think there's an Overwatch YouTuber called like can't remember his name. Anyway, but he does like VOD reviews.
All right, we'll go
So
follow.
so people so there's actually a few YouTubers who do this, but so they send in a review of their gameplay in Overwatch, and
Sure.
you know, he like tries to help them get better, but he does it in a very comedic, entertaining way. Ragtag, that's his name. So you know, he doesn't actually help them. He just sits and calls them shit for like 20 minutes. Right? So I thought that'd be really funny to Yu-Gi-Oh. So instead of this actual, you know, serious try hard, you know, you could get this, you could try this combo, you could play this tech card in this deck, this could work. Me and my friends just sit around the table and just put our feet up and just laugh at like, you misplayed, you fucking moron. You're so bad.
Yeah. I've been on a few of them. I like them. They're good. They're good. I think
So
the
that's
one.
it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So which one's like the most memorable? Like which one was just like the craziest? Like you just like, because I'm sure you've seen, there are a lot of Table 500 videos. If you go on Farfetch Yu-Gi-Oh's channel and look, there are just a laundry list of them. Which one out of all of them would you say is the one like that you could just think of immediately and you're just like, holy shit, that was terrible. Like, oh my God.
Gambler Control. It wasn't terrible. It was
Gambler
amazing.
Control.
It was amazing. It was Gambler Control. I get asked this like all the time, and it's just straight up. I just say Gambler Control. Go watch that. Whoever you are, wherever. And it was really weird because that was the third ever Table 500 we did, and it's held up so well. So yeah, guys, you should go watch Gambler Control. It's insane. It was really funny because well, yeah, the way it works is you just flip a bunch of coins and do things.
Right.
Now the field spell, what's it called again? Sanctuary, Fiend Sanctuary, something like that. When you
Fiend
declare an
Sanctuary.
attack, something like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
Chorus
don't know
Art.
why I know that. Don't ask me. Don't ask me why I know that.
So it has this crazy convoluted destiny board effect, and then randomly it just has this little extra tagged on. Oh, by the way, in order to declare an attack, you need to flip a coin, or else you take half the damage of that attack. So if I attack you with a 2000 vanilla monster, I flip a coin. If it's tails, I take 1000. Okay, that's pretty much it. So what happened was he was playing against these like meta decks, like Paleo Frog, which was like, you know, actually meta at the time.
Right.
And so he activated the Fiend Sanctuary, and the Paleo player is like, okay, well, I'm not gonna negate that with Toad because it's some shitty anime card. You don't think to negate it.
Yeah.
So he's attacking him, and he hits heads every time, tails or something every time. And he's taking 11 damage because Toad has 2 to attack. Every single turn, he's just taking 11 damage, and it comes to a point where he can't attack anymore because he's just gonna kill himself. So, and it's funny because Toad can't negate a currently face-up effect of a spell.
Yeah.
And it was just mayhem from there. It was just insane. Dice Jar apparently burns for 6,000 if you roll 6. That was it. I was just
say goodbye. Just ching, see ya. Fiend Sanctuary is done. All right. Well, I guess now I was just asking that for a friend, so not that I'm gonna take that to an event or anything.
Yeah, don't take that to an event.
Saki, pull up TCG Player real quick. Pull up Fiend Sanctuary, please. No, again, not for me. Just for a friend. For a friend. You know. No, don't get any funny ideas. All right, don't that deck. All right, don't do that. Don't. I know you're my co-host, but don't. And don't
so yeah,
upstage me.
That was one of the best. It was just really entertaining. There's been a few good gems there. Not really specifically the decks that are funny. It's just some of the reactions of my friends, like Jason calling a guy who sent in Trap Tricks a pedophile. Just straight. no remorse. No sense of you know, what's the word, civility. Just you're a pedophile. If you play Trap Tricks cards, you're a pedo.
So there's a new Trap Tricks card coming out. It's called Trap Trick, and it's actually really good. I don't know if you've read it. But it's a normal trap, and it's titled Trap Trick, and it has some Trap Tricks monsters on it, and it's insane. AJ, if you want to pull it up real quick, it's probably one of the most insane cards.
We're gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah, in the new set, Soul Fusion, and basically it toolboxes any normal trap, and you can activate it instantly. It's just like a better version of Booby Trap E. Shout out to Boobs, and that was funny. So
wow.
If you, like if you play that, do you think that person touches kids? Like, you know, like You think on the side they casually just molest children?
I think Jason would say yeah. I think he would. I think he'd say yeah.
All right. Well,
Same with cantinas and licorices.
So what's the next event for Europe? It is. What is it? Do we
London.
know? London. All right. So for anyone going to London, if you were playing Trap Trick in your deck, you are a pedophile. Period. You touch kids. So do not play it. Do not play that in tandem with Dimensional Barrier. I'm not going to play Thunder Dragon. I am. But do not play it, and if you do, you're a pedophile. Period.
So here, I'll just throw the effect into the chat because I can't find the card in English.
No worries. Understandable.
Yeah, it's yeah. So that's a lot of the Table 500 humor just comes from my friends saying just the most absurd one-liners ever. So much so that some of them have to literally just be like not uploaded because of how profane they are. Some things have been said about I won't go into detail. Michael Foreigner was a bit of a punch bag in the early days, I guess.
All right, Michael Foreigner. So that's where Farfa, what was it, Cinque?
Cinque, yeah.
Cinque. That's where Farfa Cinque comes from. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Fucking Michael Foreigner. Michael Foreigner. Last time I saw him, he was in a deck profile for his nice hero deck, and he was looking really depressed. He was throwing in. He was looking really depressed. Poor guy.
Last time I saw him was in Utrecht, being quite a hooligan. I never thought that boy was that wild. I thought he was an awkward, little kid. But oof, Foreigner's crazy, man. Foreigner's crazy.
Do you have any crazy stories of him?
No, not any specific stories. Well, it's not really crazy, but so there's the honestly, I shouldn't say it. No, I'm not.
All right. You know what? For legal purposes, we won't mention it. I totally understand that. I'm a person of no filter, but I make sure everything I say does not get anybody in trouble. Also, regardless of what I say, I can still run for president. So just a disclaimer. Also, if I run for president, please vote for me. To every non-European in the chat. And if you are European, please get your green card and then vote for me. This segment, a lot of people on the first stream that I did with Manav and DeBlesson, yeah, that's his name, I did a bunch of fuck, marry, kill questions or like top 3X because a lot of people know I didn't go to the 200th YCS in Columbus. And the reason why I missed my flight was because I was in bed watching, not anime, as Garen.
You're watching anime.
Not anime as Garen would like to think, but it's much worse, unfortunately. It is because I was watching one of those videos on YouTube where it's like top 10, like not even Watch Mojo. It was like one of those like Leech channels.
Top 10 anime AMVs.
Oh, it wasn't even anime. It was just top 10 worst customer to employee interaction. And I don't know what about that video really made me want to sit there and be like, fuck it, I'm missing my flight today. But it was very interesting. I highly encourage everyone to go watch it. It was a great video.
It's the YouTube rabbit hole. See when you click that suggested box?
Yes.
Yeah. 1 minute you're watching a Burning Abyss deck profile. Next you're, DIY how to build a go-kart in your living room.
That's how it is. On my YouTube, it's on the mobile. They do it so well because it's like Farfa Yu-Gi-Oh's video. Then it's like lithiums. Oh wow, new danger deck. Like wow, so broken.
Yeah.
And then next one is like cross ban list cup. Da 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 da. Then the next one is like what's good YouTube? Like like fucking House of Chaos. Like and then like all the way at the bottom, like in not even all the way at the bottom, but maybe in between all that, there's like a random video with 5 million views, and it's just like Uber driver from hell. Like I'm like, out of all of them, that's the one. Like I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta see this. Oh fuck, Uber. Oh my god. So yes. So of course. So we're gonna start asking this. So we have 15 minutes left on the clock. So we may get interrupted mid sentence. I may get interrupted. You may get interrupted. But as you know from end of match procedure, sometimes you're not even able to finish your turn, just the current phase, right? You don't even get to go to the battle phase. So so a quick question of a top 3 before I get into the fuck, marry, kills. Who do you think are the top 3 most physically, aesthetically appealing? Not sexy, don't want to get you in trouble. Yugi tubers that we could watch today.
Yugi tubers.
Yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh plays would be a lot easier. I don't know. I guess like the most attractive one I'd say is maybe like Simo or DZ.
All right. Well.
Spidey, he's very very handsome. From X Underground's members X. I don't know if anyone still watches them. They kind of quit out on Yu-Gi-Oh, I suppose.
Pull him up.
Spidey
Pull him
from
up,
there.
AJ. Pull him up. Put him in the
Spidey.
chat. Put him in the chat.
Pull up who?
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
God, I don't know. Robbie Cole, I guess.
Robbie Cole. All right, well that's
What are you
good.
talking about?
Robbie has moved up. So in our first episode, unfortunately we
Yeah.
lost the rights to it, but Robbie Cole is we were not able to post up the highlights because we lost the rights to it. You know, we just
What do you mean you lost the rights to it?
No. We're sticking to this story. Come on.
You can just download the VOD if it's.
Yeah. You know what? We can just download the. But unfortunately, the rights got you know how it works.
Yeah. Okay.
Legally,
Let's go with rights.
you know the legal issues. You know, so but he was at the top of the ugliest duelist list. So it's very impressive to see that finally he's made his way to the top 3 most aesthetic. That means everyone below him, man, y'all are ugly. Like y'all are fucking. Y'all are super gross. Don't worry though, Lithium is at the top of my list. So everybody take it easy.
Yeah, Lithium as well, of course. There's too many to name. Yeah.
Take it easy. So then in that case, fuck, marry, kill between Vexicus 4666, Mega Capital G, or Sladra. And Sladra. AKA Asianized White Dragon.
I'd fuck Asian Eyes. I'd marry Vexicus, and sorry, Cap.
Goodbye, Cap. Say goodbye.
You could start a very nice, wholesome relationship with Vexicus. That's the kind of guy you'd want to settle down with. Yep.
The beef is back on. It's back. Put it up. We're putting it up on the channel. The beef is back. Say goodbye, Cap. We're never getting Cap on the channel. This sucks. Like we've lost it. Fuck.
I think
really
he'd be down for it. I think he'd be up for it. He's a very hard man to get. He's very hard to get a hold of, though.
Yeah. No. We tried to get a hold of Jeff. Like speaking of Jeff, we tried to get a hold of Jeff Jones today, and his associate informed me that we had to pay. We had to pay to get him on, and I said, "You got to pay to be on this show."
Who's his associate? Is it Calvin?
It is someone a little closer to him, a little more physically closer to him than Calvin.
Oh, okay.
But close. Yeah, that's a close. I mean, they're all on the same team, right? Team ARG. Once the best team in the world when they had Josh Graham, which was saying something, and now they have.
Why don't you join them?
So funny you asked that. I think
you're an ARG All-Star. You have like wins and tops.
I am an ARG All-Star. However, I think Jesse Cotton is one of, if not the greatest player in the game. Like, first I thought it was Ryan, then I thought it was Bowden, but Bowden's very prolific. I mean, Bowden's like always the bridesmaid, never the bride kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like he'll always be up there, but he'll never be the one, right? But I think. And, Dale Bolito said it best. Jesse Cotton is the closest to Lazaro Bolito since Lazaro Bolito. And Lazaro Bolito is one of the best players of all time. Like, period. You can't, undisputable. We can go for days disputing Patrick Hoban and his ARGs and YCSs, whatever, right? Like, we can go for days. But all of Lazaro was shonen jump this, shonen jump that. And he would just go, like, wake up one day, all right, I'm going to go play. And then win or top, and it was crazy. So Jesse Cotton is on Titan Esports, and so I want to be around that guy. And because when I'm around greatness, it rubs off, right? And I'm getting old, so
Jesse's really good. Right. He's had like such good consistent season. I don't talk to him as much as I should to like understand how he thinks about the game, but yeah, he's a very good player.
Yeah,
he's a really nice guy.
Very nice. Very, very nice when you get to talking to him. Yeah. He's really young too, so he's super impressionable. It's really funny kind of getting his insight. So that's why, and then if I was on the same team with Calvin, first of all, I'd probably butt heads with Jeff a lot. Like, it's not like I don't like Jeff, but me and Jeff just have very different ideologies. It seems like to almost everything. Like, literally everything. Like, if I say, I don't like tomatoes, Jeff loves tomatoes. Okay. I like vagina. Okay, Jeff hates vagina. Okay. I
Well,
like
that's not the same thing.
right, right. You're right. You're right. So okay, that's not fair. Okay, I like uh good decks. Jeff likes 41 card decks with Treeburn Frog in the side deck. I mean that's like we just disagree on everything. So nothing would get done. They would probably Jeff would probably beg Jim to not like kick me off the team uh, as soon as possible. And then Calvin, the way when Calvin and I interact with each other, it's just nonsense. We talk for hours, and what we say could have probably been summed up in 5 minutes. And we both do it with each other to the point where we've been recorded just talking to each other, and it's just nothing. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So
That boy is an enigma in and of
right.
himself.
Yeah. So
I think I've kind of like understood you after like 4 years. I can kind of get you now. I
yeah.
still don't
Well.
get Calvin. I still don't
Yeah.
get Calvin.
It'll take about 4 years as well. It'll take about 4 years. Calvin will one day retire. It'll be he'll meet a girl. Meet a girl one day.
You know, you're the one who introduced me to Ryan, Calvin's clingy roommate. I guess I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah,
Yeah, they're roommates now. Really? How did I do that?
You suggested Ryan for History of the Yu-Gi-Oh player, and I didn't really know him at the time.
Yeah,
But I guess he started out as like
Yeah.
doing pretty well in the ARGs and stuff. But Ryan, I think, is one of my currently I think he's like my favorite player. Like I
Yeah,
really his understanding
good
of the
too.
game and stuff. Like
Yeah, he's
the way
crazy.
he describes things and explains things. Ryan Levine is, I think, destined to be one of the greatest in this game.
I agree. I agree.
One of the all-time greats, I think, is
Yeah.
Patrick Hoban though. Like
Yeah,
I mean, people bring up the big three, you know, Billy, Jeff, and Patrick. I don't think it's I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close. Patrick is his mind is
cut and dry. Yeah. It's just to me anyway. But like I know a lot of Europeans dispute ARGs. I don't know how you feel about that. Because you guys have
locals,
CCGs
man.
too.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking region. Okay?
We have the whole.
We have nationals. You know, we have like 500-man events and stuff for like the UK. German nationals is like 1,000 people.
Right.
You know? But those aren't premier tops. You know, a 200-man ARG with where you can buy 2 buys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So we had there was
just
a running
disclaimer.
meme.
I love ARG. I love what they do for the community. I love what they do for the game. But you know,
As do I. As do I.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like I don't hate this, you know, that band or that anime or something. It's the fans. It's the hardcore ARG. That's you know, Calvin Tahan. I hate him. You know, I don't hate ARG. Right. Or one of Calvin's characters is who I hate.
I think there was a running meme for a long time, and it was buy 2 buys, win 2, and then draw 2 premier event top. So
exactly.
I mean, yeah, that was what it was back then. It was really set up, in my opinion, to reward not necessarily the good players, but the ARG fanboys. Because I would go to these events and I'd be like, you know what, I'm not a huge ARG kind of guy.
It's a gentleman's club. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Gentleman's club.
I agree. I think like a lot of cheaters go to ARGs, and so I would say that a lot. I'd be like, a lot of cheaters go to ARGs, and then no coincidence, I stopped being able to top ARGs. But Konami events were fun, so. We're never getting Jim on the show either. Like, let's not lie to each other. Jim is not coming on. Sees this. No, take this out of the highlights. Yeah, take this. Please don't put this in the highlights. Jim, we want you on the show. We want some business with Jim McMahon. Not to be confused with the WWE Vince McMahon. Yeah. So I know we're closing in on time. So I just want to say, are there any like closing thoughts you have, or like any Bowden is fat, or like hottest female Yu-Gi-Oh player from, because I don't know many from Europe. Asking for a friend, of course. I'm really asking for a friend. Don't worry about it. So
I have no idea. I don't keep up with that part of the player base. I guess there's. Let me just say, okay, if you're reducing the list to only their looks, then shame on you. Okay, respect women.
Sorry, Josh. Oh, jeez. I love Josh for his looks. I think Josh is amazing, but I think he looks even more amazing. Shout out to Norman Wild, who's the same. I definitely have taken their pictures to the barber quite a few times, so shame on me, I guess. Yeah.
My friends keep pushing me to make a top 10 hottest Yu-Gi-Oh player guy video. and Norman and yeah, you would just be number 1 or 2. I guess he's not a Yu-Gi-Oh player anymore, but
Yeah, now and Wally would be 3. All right, yeah.
and that would be such a weird video, to be honest.
It'd be a little awkward. It'd be a little but you know what? I love those kind of videos. I love those kind of like sit down, grab a drink, and then fucking let's make a YouTube video. That's a spoofy way. That's a spoofy mantra. So you know, shout to Spoofy, shout to Never Getting Paid, shout to the Card Guy. We'll probably throw that into every interview we do. Something about something Card Guy, something Never Paid.
Spoofy, I'm hungry.
Something Spoofy, I'm literally starving. Spoofy, something I'm a family of 5. Something Pay Jake. Something his brother is hungry too.
I remember the day I overtook the Card Guy's YouTube channel. That was a pretty nice day.
That must have been. We you know, I know you were a big underdog in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, Nadir. Or like even YouTube Yu-Gi-Oh. I know you kind of not crawled up necessarily, but you really kind of like pushed your way through. Like you really shouldered through some doors. I remember actually you shouldered through me a little bit too. I'm sure as you remember on Zodiac Duelist. I remember the first time I lost an argument, a Facebook argument to Nadir and his crew. That's
what you know. Like I said, it was the ARG Gentlemen's Club. It was all of you guys, just Bowden, you and it's weird because I love these guys now. But these were the first people in Yu-Gi-Oh that I just clashed with, just butted heads with. I can't even remember what the context was. Yeah, I messaged you after one of your ARG wins, and I was just like, I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, look at this guy. He's
brown. One of your favorite players.
He's got brown skin and he's doing really well. You get wow, that's so cool. And then this piece of shit posts the messages on Zodiac. Like he's like, look at this fanboy. He's PMing me.
Fuck whoever that was. Fuck that guy.
He humiliated me.
Man. Jeez Louise, man. Because my first impression of you, Nadir, was it was the picture of Cody McDuffie and Easy E, and you said, "Look, I'm friends with Corey McDuffie and Easy E." I was like, this dude literally just went. I didn't have a sense of humor back then, right? So I was like, this dude went on Photoshop. He's cheating. He doesn't know any of them. He's never met Easy E. So
I wish I still had that picture.
Yeah, I wish I could find it.
Yeah, so the meme back then was like, I tried to get Corey on my YouTube channel a few times, and I'm not sure if he was being serious or not. He's like, oh, I'm busy, or yeah, sure, next week or something, and it just didn't work out. So I just photoshopped myself with him and Easy. I don't know why. But yeah.
Jeez, Easy E, man. Yeah, I know you guys were tight, huh? You guys were good friends.
All right, guys, that is Freeze Play.
All right, all right.
Make sure to finish the rest of your story, and that'll be it. And we want you guys to sign your match slips, and we'll be ending the stream.
You got it. Nadir, thank you so much for coming on with us. Far for Yu-Gi-Oh. I know it's really late for you. It's probably 3:30, almost 4. I saw your girlfriend, or your wife. Sorry, I'm young. I saw your wife out and about. So your partner rather. So I know probably you're just making a huge ruckus, but I really appreciate it for our sake. Thank you so much for being on. We loved having you.
Yep, it was awesome. I really hope your show kicks off and everywhere you get all kinds of people on here. So I'll support as best I can. Awesome.
I appreciate it. Hope to have you back. That'd be awesome. We'll have you know what? We're gonna announce it. Start clapping. Hurry up, start clapping. All right. We're gonna have Nadir back on, keep clapping. We're gonna have Nadir back on when he keep clapping. When he tops his next event, when he tops the premiere event. Woo!
Don't hold your breath.
All right, yeah, don't hold your breath. Yeah, don't hold your breath. That's not good for your brain cells. But yeah, all right. Thank you for being on with us, Nadir.
No problem, man. All right, see you guys.
All right, take care, buddy.
Bye-bye. Some of you guys in chat have been talking about the list we played from this past weekend, so we still have a few minutes, Alex, if you want.
Absolutely.
Big midterm tomorrow, but
oh yeah. The school life. Oh God, we are just cut up. We are just ruined. Oh my God! You are looking at a screen share, and you're looking at. Oh,
I'm currently working on it.
we're just now. It's just Jarrell. Jarrell is taking over the stream. Jarrell. So, for those of you who don't really understand the context behind this picture, it is Jarrell in a police officer's uniform, saying "freeze play." And so, yeah, no. Oh, perfect. Okay. Man, I wish I had a picture of the deck list for you guys on hand. Maybe I can get on the dueling book real quick. Noah, maybe you could talk about your deck, or Noah and AJ, you guys can talk about your deck real quick first while I get a screenshot of my deck, because I topped. What are you gonna? Yeah, woo!
Woo! Yeah.
All right, we got more applause for that one.
All right. I can pull my deck up actually on dueling book.
Oh wow, we got someone prepared.
I myself would make a few corrections to it after the fact, but we'll have Noah talk to you about it.
Yeah, my list is cool too. I played Game Plan, but I played a little bit of a more reasonable version where I didn't play way too many cards in my deck, and I drew Pen Call Darkworm kind of a lot, so that was cool. We can pull up the list now here. I'll send AJ the picture. But yeah, so I played only the Chronograph and Cerberus, Curtain Raiser, and Shrine. So those are like my kind of special summon cards. Here, I guess I'll talk about it once we get the list up real quick.
So we're going with yours first?
Yeah. Let's talk about me.
All right, where did you send it to me on Facebook?
Yeah, I'll send it to you on Facebook.
What was the last? It was 2 rank 3s. I can't even remember the last card in my extra deck. What's the last card? Sagi, what was the last card in my extra deck? Yeah, I don't remember either. We're at a bit of an impasse as far as extra deck is concerned. But I'll remember it as you're talking. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're still good. We're still hot. A lot of people in the chat were asking about our deck list. So it's if Victor Lee has bullied or threatened you, please let me know. I will protect. Jesus, this chat is ridiculous.
Bowden's been a keyboard warrior this whole time.
Yeah, he just loves it. I can just imagine him just like typing really hard into his keyboard.
Yeah.
It's like fucking. So anyway, so the event we went to was the Las Vegas Regional, and we all went. You'll definitely see a deck profile of me on Simo's channel actually very soon. Hopefully, we'll get one up on our channel soon as well. I'll do both. I'm here all week, but yeah, I mean, they can tell you about their lists as well. What place did you get, Noah and AJ? I know because they both.
I got 16th. I was a little upset.
Oh.
Yeah, I ended up getting like 60 something. I don't know. I didn't really care. Once I went X3, it was irrelevant. Couldn't top. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of the idea. If you guys really should be coming up any second now. Kind of the reason I played Pendulum is I was playing Goki the whole time before, but playing Goki, you're not playing hand traps in most of the current versions because you kind of need your whole hand to combo. So I decided that if I wasn't going to play hand traps, I might as well play Pendulum Magicians, which is a deck that can combo off and just auto win the game going first with kind of the unbreakable board. But you can also actually go second, unlike normal summoning Super X into a board. It's kind of rough. Alex is talking about plowing through a board with Super X, but it's not exactly how it goes. But cards like Dragon Shrine and the Mythical Beast are really good going second because they allow you to make a lot of plays without normal summoning. So you can kind of you guys see the list now.
Yep.
I can talk about what I played. So the 3 Curtain Raiser, that card actually just like sucks. And the only reason I play it is because they banned Astrograph, so we have to now. Because you need to make election right before the pen summon. It's still kind of the same game plan before. You just want to make election right before you pen summon, but you don't always resolve it when you go second. If that makes sense. and kind of use it as the card to bait because it's so powerful that that they have to use their interactions on it. And McPro in the chat saying it out snappies. Yeah, that's a little diss at Farfa. It gained 1100 attacks. You can actually crash with Nappies. But so yes, then I played 3 Chrono. It's not really in the order of how I like to talk about the cards, but yeah, 3 Chrono as more starter cards, and it's kind of cool with Vortex. When you pay the cost for Vortex to shuffle back, a lot of times I would shuffle back the Time Gazer, which let me use Chronograph on subsequent turns, which is pretty cool. And then the 3 Cerberus are really good because against the Trickstar deck, a lot of the times you just want to summon a lot of like big boys and just kind of beat them down. And Cerberus can get to like really, really high attack when you use his effect to banish. And a lot of times they don't really have good outs to Cerberus if he can't be destroyed by card effects.
It's an extra card deck.
If they don't have access to scapegoats to make like a Borreload or Borrelsword or something like that. Yeah, so he was really, really good. And then as far as the Magicians, you guys can see after the Cerberus there, I played a Magician you probably haven't seen before in a modern deck. It's Noble Dragon Magician. And so, yeah, so the reason for that one is he's a level 3 tuner that you can summon off of Harmonizing. Because as you can see in the extra deck, I played the FA Dawn Dragster, which is a really, really good card. Kind of, it came out at a time when there wasn't really a good deck to abuse it. I think Jesse Cotton actually played it in his 60-card hero deck to make with Destrudo, which is kind of cool, yeah. But I think that the Dragster is really, really broken because it negates the cards and it also negates the effects. So it's good for face-up cards like Protocol or the Draco spells and traps when they hit the graveyard. So yeah, Dragster was really good. And you basically just make it with Noble Dragon plus another level 4, and then you can use Harmonizing plus another level 4 to go for like a Karangorn or a Dweller or a Tornado, kind of whatever was appropriate for the matchup. So then for the other Magicians, I played 2 of all of them because 3 Desires is a staple in a Pendulum deck. I was really sad playing Goki all this time that I couldn't play Desires because it's just the most ignorant card in the game. So that's kind of why I wanted to go back to playing this deck because it could have used Desires the most. Still, me and Alex still argue often about playing Desires in Pure Sky Striker, but
which
me and everybody.
Which you will see a list coming up right here with 3 of them in it.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. So then for the rest of the cards, I didn't focus on playing like turboing out Vortex and playing more 7s. I just played the 1 0 scale and the 1 janky because Vortex is really no different than making Narita against Pure Sky Strikers. You're never going to be negating monster effects. And I thought that Dragster was kind of a better choice because it can negate things like multi-roll that are already face up on the board versus Vortex can't do that. Vortex is only really good against decks like Trickstars where the attack points are actually relevant and having a bigger monster on the board matters. And then just kind of more consistency. The spells are all just draw power. I played that 1-star Pendulum Graph. Sorry, that's a mistake. That should be 1 Duelist Alliance. I played 1 Duelist Alliance just so I had another copy of Pen Call. But Duelist Alliance is like super awkward going second because sometimes you want to not have the scale that you need to activate in order to make Duelist Alliance live because you're never really going to be playing mirror matches, so you can't just activate it right away. So that's why it was kind of awkward. I would just prefer Pen Call most of the time. So that was really it about the main deck. The rest of that's pretty standard. I played against 2 True Draco and drew Purple Poison both times, so that was broken.
Pog champ,
yeah, Pog champs, yeah.
Pog champ, fucking Purple Poison. I hate the Pendulum deck. I don't think that should be a secret to anybody. I hate what I'm looking at, Noah. I just hate it. I fucking hate it. It's so annoying. All the cards are just annoying. They're just annoying cards. They're just pesky, annoying cards that keep coming back. That's why that Triff guy annoys the hell out of me. Not necessarily because he himself is annoying, although he may be, but because the deck he decided to play is so obnoxious. The Pendulum deck is the most... If you look at his Pendulum decks, they're just 40 monsters. They're 40 monsters. Are we ever going to get this dude on stream? I hope so, but it's gonna be me being angry probably. So
Yeah.
you know, like because those decks are so annoying. They're just really, 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 really obnoxious.
And yeah, to accentuate the annoying part of this deck is you're allowed to play something called Denko Seka, which is just
Oh,
the
man.
most
No, yeah,
insane.
Noah didn't want to play Denko, but Colby and I,
Yeah,
Colby and
this
I
is true. I
insisted.
got convinced last minute to play Denko. But,
I actually like Danko. Danko is a really cool card in my opinion.
Dank.
But like, yeah, but like the pendulum mechanic is just a recurring soul charge. Like, who thought that was okay? And I like how they tried to like make it worse, and it's still just not worse. It's still just like because then they made a link monster. They made like a link monster that corresponds to each attribute, and then probably like each type of way to summon a monster, right? In the sense that like synchro monsters and pendulum monsters and effect monsters and vanilla monsters, you know what I mean? Like they have like a link for all of those. And so they decided for pendulum monsters to make a link that just does 5 different things.
yeah, it's very silly.
So no, there's no Gumblar in here. Then don't you think there might be a way to make Gumblar?
Oh yeah, I don't know. The Gumblar play is just like kind of win more because it's the play basically where you make Metaltron and then you summon Vortex after that. So then when you need a way to trigger you summon Absolute, and so then you need a way to trigger the Absolute to summon your Vortex. So you link the Metaltron plus the Absolute to summon Gumblar, discard your last 2 cards and summon Vortex, which is a pretty cool play. But your hand kind of has to be the stones in order to resolve that. I almost never made Metaltron before making my rank 7 play. The standard play is usually you go Electrum and then the Absolute, and then you link for Metaltron, summon Vortex. Hardly ever comes up in real life. And I thought Roll Sword is a way more a way better utility card. Yeah, only in your dreams. Only on the Yugipedia app is when that comes up. But yeah, Boral Sword is just the most insane card. You just like against Pure, you summon Boral Sword and you summon a Naruto or a Karangorn to stop the Widow Anchor, and then you just attack for game. It's pretty insane.
I love attacking for game, but not with pendulum monsters.
No.
Yeah, you just summon all the pendulum monsters, make Boral Sword, and attack for game.
All right,
that was
should we? Do you want to change over to the next deck list?
Yeah, let's go to the next deck list.
All right, who do you want up next, me or Loli?
Give us AJ. What's AJ's deck list looking like? Because this is the first time I'm seeing the deck list, right? Like they all played different. Like we all played different decks, and so I have no idea what their decks look like.
All right. So here's my deck list. I liked it a lot. The only thing that I would really change is I do like the Desires, but not enough to play 3, I don't think. It came up a couple times where I just straight up lost because I played Desires.
So you wanted to see Grandhorn some of the time, but not all the time.
Yeah, basically. Right. It was good. It was great against a lot of decks, but then I would open it against True Draco, and then I would just kind of have to sit there until I got a field spell to shoot it off with.
Jeez, Pot of Desires. Man, I hate this card. I hate Matt McGuinn, and I hate Pot of Desires in this damn deck. What the hell is this? Pot of Desires. Jesus.
Also, you notice how there's no Eagle Booster in this deck.
There is no Eagle Booster.
Do you know how many times Eagle Booster would have come up? Like where I wanted to search it? Never. I didn't want to search it ever. Nope. All right. So the cool thing about this horn, McPro. So it's great opening going first against the Sky Striker Mirror because you just set it and then you let them go into their Kagari and then add their spell back and then go into their Hayate, attack directly, sure, and then they go to main phase 2 and they haven't set any spell traps or anything yet, and then you Grand Horn their Shizuku and then just go straight to end phase, and then if you have Phantom Sky Blaster, you just win because they can't do anything because they didn't set any other cards. They just search that turn.
I do like that when they don't have Twin Twister or something, you just Grand Horn them, and then I do respect that because generally what the line of play is they go Ray Hayate attack, okay, sure, then they go Kagari to add the engage they sent, and then you just Grand Horn that, and then their turn ends, and they can't use multi-roll, right?
Nope.
Right. So There you go. There you go. So that's pretty good. What about the side? What are we looking at? So all right, tell me this. You side deck Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion, right? But you
Yeah.
don't side that for the mirror, do you? You don't side that for the mirror, no,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
You side it for the mirror?
Yeah, why not? Win more. Oh, I guess I upset him a little bit.
I can't believe it. Again, Saki.
If
Give
I'm
me a beer,
going
Saki.
second, I took
Give me
out all
any
3
kind of beer.
desires because I didn't want to banish any of my resources,
Give me a
especially
beer.
in the
Give me a
mirror.
beer.
Woohoo,
Oh, we
the
shotgunning
Cougars
the beer
sending out
now?
desires.
Yeah.
Are we shotgunning the beer now or what?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, he doesn't have his headphones on. So are we shotgunning the beer right now or what?
I think I have to.
Alright, I'll go
What?
get one too. Noah, take over and talk about the deck list.
Wait. Then at least switch to mine if you're gonna leave.
Mhm.
Because I can talk forever about mine, where I got 6th place atop the regional. Haha.
Yeah,
Wait,
talk
come
about
back.
your deck where you decided that MST was better than Desires. Please talk about that.
MST was literally just desires, but better. Okay, so I talked with an idiot child today from Virginia, this moron named Matt McGlynn, who somehow topped. I don't know how he topped anymore. I thought he was good because I told him like all my theory, but I guess not. And he was telling me desires is so good because it plays around shared ride. Well, guess what? Mystical Space Typhoon also plays around shared ride. Now you're probably thinking, well, how does that happen? I mean, have you ever set an MST and you did MST in the end phase? Like, have we all forgotten about end phase MST? Like, we're really just gonna sit here in this world and forget? Oh, yeah, MST.
Alright, here I am. Do we have
Yeah,
another
but-
beer ready?
No, not yet. Saki has.
Alex, how are you talking about N-Phase MST when like they set shared ride when they go first?
Well, that is the one. That is the only shit they're active for the whole duel.
I don't really know. I didn't really like the idea of playing more things to pop stuff when you just...
If they have no back row, they can't win. It's just a grand horn thing. Except instead of not being able to set the back row, they just lose it. It's just gone.
Alright, so you didn't like the bells? What's going on?
The bell. Oh yeah. That's like the worst hand trap. That's like the worst hand trap in the. It was good when like Goki was really good. With Goblin because you summon Ibli or like you add Ibli back, and so yeah, no. Apparently that doesn't work anymore because you don't have Goblin. So
I really liked
yeah,
it. I sided in against BA. I sided in against Trickstar. I sided in against Sky Striker if I was going second.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Although I do against like the BA deck, I do like stop graveyard effects. So I did side a card similar to Bell, but it was not good.
All right, here we'll switch over to your deck list now.
All right. Oh, perfect. Maybe I don't need that after all.
All right, here it
God.
is. Here's the gas.
All right, let's see it. All right, let's see. 6th place, Las Vegas regionals ever. Oh man, what can I say? You know, the Sentoki Grandmaster has returned, rightful throne. Matt sucks, whatever. So you're probably looking at this list and you're like, man, he really wants to lose to Goki. And the answer to that is,
Yes.
I mean, game 1, yeah, probably. But that's only if they open midfield and if you have a monster for them to Aqua Dolphin. And otherwise, you just end with 2 cards in hand that's Widow Anchor and Engage. And so then you just engage, then you gain, and then you Widow Anchor. So,
Is
yeah,
that why you only played 6 monsters, so you wouldn't lose to Aqua Dolphin?
that was like one reason, but also like, I mean, like, because in theory, you could just, oh, what is this? Oh, all right. Hi. No, my deck is not All
right.
But whatever. Thank you. You've earned your keep. You don't need to clap anymore. Thank you for clapping.
All right, we drinking this
That's my
beer or what?
Well, let me explain my deck first before because it'll probably make me vomit if I drink this beer. First of all, before I continue talking about this deck, there's a guy in chat named Shaj Sizix. That is Matt. That is Matt McGlynn. Matt, stop talking about yourself in third person. It's really unbecoming and it's also really weird.
He wants you to. He wants to pay you for you to teach him Sentoki.
Yeah, that's really weird. Stop talking about yourself in third person. That's not right. All right, if you want to keep your friend. You definitely don't want to do that. So shut up. Don't laugh. Don't laugh at a kid. But the reason why I didn't want to play a lot of monsters in the main deck was because a lot of hand traps just like suck, and Mirror is the most represented deck. And so like Ogre is good. Like in hindsight, maybe you could play like one Ogre in the main deck, or like 3 Ash because it's like the most generic one and it's probably the only good one in the Mirror, and like 1 Ogre, and that's it. Because I mean, like I'm only hitting the only time I'm using Ogre is when they're going first and they set a multi-roll and their hand has to be really good, right? Otherwise, I just have MST or Twin and then I clear the multi-roll, so it's gone. So the other hand traps just suck, and I wanted my deck to be like really, really good. Someone in chat said, "Why no 3 field?" In hindsight, it was probably like better because like 3 field because in my head I was like, well, if you see like 2 field, then like you already have the field to begin with, so that the rest of the fields you see are blanks. However, there were a few times like I got 6th place, right? Not first, so clearly I had to lose once. And the reason why I lost is because I lost to a shitty deck.
Didn't you have a tie as well?
Yeah, I had a tie, but that was just because the game went on too long. Like you realistically cannot play a Sentoki match in 40 minutes. Like there's no way. Like Jeff Jones said it, and that's one thing I agree with him with, where it just goes too far past. Like if you win a game and then they win a game, like there's no way you're finishing game 3. Just each of the games just take too long. So yeah, so I lost to a moron, and I just opened no play. So maybe a 3rd field spell would have been good because maybe I would have opened a play.
Yeah, I like the 3 field spell a lot. But I don't know about maxing out on multi-roll.
Right.
Multi-roll is just like you can't really get anything from your deck with it.
Multi-roll, well, you do get if you have the field spell, you get an additional ray, so that's a play enabler. But also because like multi-roll plus Twin is so insane, like in the Mirror. Like a lot of people are like, you need blowout cards. So that interaction is ridiculous. Like it is a reason enough in my head to go 2nd in the Mirror rather than like post game 1, rather than first, because you just go multi-roll, boom, okay, Twin. Like on resolution of multi-roll, if they let it resolve, you just go, okay, I'm gonna Twin your back row. So they can't go like, okay, when like they're like a nerd, right? They're like this nerd with their hold on, let me get my glasses. They're like a fucking nerd, right? So they're like, okay, so after you resolve multi-roll, it's like, no bitch, like take the glasses off. It's like, no bitch, on resolution, Twin, boom, you're dead. All right, say goodbye. So yeah, it's so fucking insane. And then MST, on top of being able to snipe cards, it stops order, which Eagle Booster doesn't do. And then on top of stopping order and like other floods like that, it's basically Metal Foes combination MST when you pop the field. So again, maybe I should have played 3. But lastly, it outs this fucking card that was in my head a second ago that I literally can't remember. I was supposed to say in my deck profile, but I fucking forgot. I don't know. I'll remember in a second. But it's basically multi-roll plus Twin, like baby Twin. I don't know. You fucking get it.
For me, I liked multi-roll and then Desiresing because then they couldn't ash the Desires.
Well, you can just play Desires and then play Engage if they ash, right? And then they can't ash for the rest of the turn. If they ever ash any, it's not shared ride. Like that's why I just hold ash for shared ride every time.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I never set Twin Twister as well.
Right.
I always held Twin Twister in my hand the whole tournament.
Yeah. So but MST was a really safe set. So like I also really like setting MST and holding Twin.
And then they would probably think it's a Widow Anchor.
Well, yeah, they always generally do. Someone asked about 2 Foolish Burial Goods over 3. That is a card where I want to sometimes see it, but not always see it.
Right.
And by always, I don't want to see 2, ever. Okay. Literally ever. I just want to see 1. I don't play Galaxy Cyclone. I play MST, so I didn't want to see like 2 in my hand, which was a big problem at Nationals. And then Eagle Booster was crazy, especially like when they had. Like, there were so many times where they just had, maybe this is just a case of people just not playing the deck long enough, but they'd have multi-roll, and they'd have, like, an anchor in their hand, and they'd go, okay, multi-roll, pop my, like, set, whatever. And I go, okay, chain, Eagle Booster, target my guy. And so they go, yeah, and then they just keep playing their turn, and they realize, wow, I really just can't do anything to their monster. Then on my turn, I used my multi-roll, and then I went away for their guy. Boom. See ya. So yeah, no, it was insane. The odds of seeing 2 are almost insignificant, though. That's wrong. That's not true. That's you know, if
Well, you have to think about, you draw a bunch of cards off of engage too.
right, like
Potentially.
what is that? What the hell does that mean? I'm not playing Burning Abyss, Wrinkly Winky. Like what the hell? You think I'm just not drawing cards? What the hell? Like what is going on? So yeah. So then there's all that, right? So I think the main deck, other than that, is pretty self-explanatory. Super geared toward the mirror. Still play Jamming Wave because I'm not going to have MST and Twin all the time. I don't cheat. What up, Matt? So then, man, I'm just going hard on this little kid. I'm so sorry. So I wanted to search a way to out Solemn, which Solemn beats Eagle Booster. So then in the side, you talked about siding Bell against like BA and shit like that. Well, I sided Skullmeister because all the Goki decks and all the BA decks and all the graveyard, whatever the fuck, like nerdy combo. I'm 17 and I'm playing combo in my room deck.
Okay.
I'm 25, so I can't play combo, unfortunately. So you guys definitely have an advantage in life, and a lot to look forward to. Oh, Matt, I'm glad you stopped talking about yourself in third person. So Skullmeister stops all of those, and you can use it multiple times, and you can use it in the damage step just like Bell. So I think it's strictly superior to Bell. Also, I mean, in theory, I can side Skullmeister in the mirror if I wanted to stop Ray too, but I don't believe in that, so I don't even side it for the mirror. Also, it's good against Altergeist because you can normal summon it into a board, attack over it, and then make clear to clear your main monster zone. It's also a spellcaster on your village. Then I also sided, so that also plays through Midbreaker. Oh, MST plays through Midbreaker too. That's what I was going to say about MST, where I don't have to like twin it and I lose a card. And then also Galaxy Cyclone doesn't hit a face-up midfield breaker on that turn. And generally, if you wait a turn to like clear their board, you lost. So you have to like address them. Bell does not stop. Bell does not stop fucking Malicious. Bell does not stop. Bell does not stop Malicious. And then after that, Bell doesn't stop. Bell stops what? Their sword. And like, hey, Noah, you're a combo duelist. What does Bell stop in the combo now that's super integral? Other than Link Karibo coming back.
Usually people firewall bounce 3, so if you can Bell that, it's super impactful.
And they firewall really early in the combo.
You kind of like have to neg a lot to get to the point of like Mermaid, Firewall, Proxy, and Cerberus. So when you firewall back, it plays around them ogring your firewall. But if you Bell the firewall at that point, they don't get to add back all their cards, and it's especially in the dark version, adding back the Armageddon Knight to send boots is like the main play.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that. If they make firewall, I'm losing. So Summon Sork. We have Summon Sork. That's right. So I wanted to stop Malicious really bad. Also, I can activate multiple. If I have 2 bells in my hand, I use one, and then the other one can't be used. Also, but I will say Bell is better against, like, when I see people fan out Bell in their deck profile, they're like, I played Bell to stop Goki. And then in my head, it's like, yeah, I played Bell to stop Monster Reborn, Soul Charge. And it's like, you know, okay, yeah, like I was willing to like concede to Soul Charge, whereas they concede to me if because I stopped Armageddon Knight. So, or not Armageddon Knight, Malicious, which is like their whole MO. Like that's how like I don't know if you guys have ever done Armageddon Knight plus the trap card and then make a Soul Day, and then they try and do the play, but then they don't have Malicious to use with the Summon Sorceress to summon another guy, so they're like, oh, I'm stuck. So I was like, oh, that's broken. Gamma is another hand trap that plays. Also Skullmeister, again, so good against like the trap decks because like Altergeist, because if they start Waking the Dragons, boom, see ya. No Ultimate Falcon. All right, say goodbye.
Did you run into Waking the Dragon?
No, but I
didn't either. I
was
always
playing
thought when I would space a card, I'm just gonna lose.
Yeah, I was playing like 3 MST 3 Twin, so I was like, and jamming, so I was like, it's highly likely that I could just hit Awakening Dragon. So I was like, okay.
Did you play against any Altergeist?
Yes, and I won decisively. Because game 1, my deck is insane and is much better than Altergeist. And then game 2, they board into. I mean, I don't know why they're just not making Village at this point. They just should. And then game 2. boards in the village with Metaverse, and then I made Clara and had 3 MST and 3 Twin. I mean, I didn't use all of them, but like then I made Clara, and then he went to Liquidus Bounce, and I went, okay, like MST on the village, and I twinned both the rest of his back row, and then I played Engage. So what do you know? So there you go. See you, village. Why'd I say no to village? Kiss my ass, Matt.
Maining out to village.
Right. So yeah. So as you can see, the extract I made Clara, which was a last minute addition. So I said Ogre 2, and I only decided 1 against but the other 3 were Goki, just so everyone's concerned. And then I decided 2 Called by the Grave to finish out the side deck because I didn't side Mind Control. Someone reminded me after my deck profile with SEMO, so this is an exclusive. Why did you not side Mind Control? And that's because everybody except for AJ apparently is playing Eagle Booster. So it's just really bad against the Eagle Booster deck. And
they just assume I'm playing Eagle Booster, so they won't put stuff in that loses the Eagle Booster.
Yeah, so they were like, well, counter argument, you could Mind Control and then chain Widow Anchor. But instead of that, I decided to side evenly matched, because then that outs all their back row, even if they chain Eagle Booster. So what they can do is they can chain Eagle Booster, but then they'll either lose multi-roll or, regardless of chaining Eagle Booster, lose their monster. So that's like, I can like easily just pick apart their board with evenly match rather than Mind Control, which I thought was better right now.
I actually had one thing come up where it was game 2 against the Mirror, and I sided in Mind Crushes. I went first. He went battle phase, and I Mind Crushed his evenly, and then he went to summon a guy, and then I horned it, and then I OTK'd him next turn with.
But see, everyone plays. The problem I have with that is everyone plays Twin, right? So if you do have evenly, and then they send Mind Crush, and then Mind Crush for evenly, you can like chain Twin, discard evenly, and then blow up the rest of their back row.
Well, I was gonna lose if I didn't go for.
Well, no. I'm saying that's not the play itself isn't bad, but the reason why I didn't side like Mind Control and like Heavy Storm Duster is because it's so susceptible going. It incentivizes me to go first, and then it's so susceptible to the back row removable that everybody plays right now.
Okay.
So so that's what I was concerned with, and then yeah. So then I played Called by the Grave because everybody is siding in cherries. And cherries, my deck is actually really resilient to cherries in that I play, so I chain Ray, so I'm in Kagari, so that's 1 Kagari. I play Hercules base, so that's another Kagari. And then I play Triple Burst, so that's a 3rd Kagari. So I basically play 6 copies of Kagari in my deck, in theory. That's theoretical. Not like a very abstract way of putting it. So, but I didn't want people to cherries me anyway. So I boarded in 2 Called by the Grave, and you can Call by the Grave Ray. And that's like super convenient in the mirror. They have to use their Hayate to keep sending Ray instead of Engage to play. So so I was like, all right, nice. So then in the extra deck, so the deck itself was good, except I kind of wanted a 3rd field spell, so I had to play. And then the extra deck, I explained a lot in the deck profile. I was playing Nightmare Unicorns, but I cut it for Triple Burst because I'm playing Eagle Booster, whereas I didn't used to. So
Unicorn
Eagle Booster
came up a couple times for me.
Yeah, Ningirsu came up every time Unicorn would have come up, where Ningirsu was just crazy. I made this card so much because realistically in testing, I never made anything that wasn't a Sky Striker. But in tournament, I was like, holy fuck, Ningirsu comes up like so often. But Triple Burst was good whenever I'd run out of links, but I was so good at the deck that I never run out of links. So.
I never ran out of links either, and I didn't even play Hercules base.
Yeah, I did. I definitely needed Hercules base a few times to seal out some victories. But
how often did you make Bomber?
Never. I talked about this in the deck profile, but in theory, Bomber was like, so there's Nightmare Griffin, there's Fire, Topologic Bomber Dragon, where you could just make with 2 monsters that go into Link 4. And that was me assuming I Shark Cannon back a Link 3 or I Widow Anchor a Link 3, and then I needed to I needed to fucking boom like just take it off the board. But
that came up a couple times for me too.
Yeah, that didn't come up, but I thought theoretically it would come up. Out of the 3 Nightmare Griffin, Bomber Dragon, and Firewall, I thought Bomber was the best to make. So I was like, okay, I'll play that as the Link 4. And then Broil Sword is for Waking the Dragon, as well as you actually anyone who says you don't kill your opponent with it is retarded. You actually kill your opponent a lot. with it, because with 3 MST and 3 Twin, you simplify the game state, shout to Calvin, and then you make Whirl Sword with Array, and then you just kill them. That in itself is 75.
Did you lose any mirrors? I didn't lose a mirror with my deck list.
No, but I drew one because the game just went so long. So.
I 2-0'd every one of mine.
Yeah, so but the rest of them it was like crushing. It was so bad. So Alex, did I lose a mirror? No, I lost. My loss in Swiss was to Trickstar because it was the one deck that because it's not like some of the games I kind of started without a play, but eventually I got to a play because the decks were like slow, right? But Goki and Trickstar are like the 2 decks that just don't give you any time to play. And against one of them, I happened to just draw without a play. So I was like, great.
When I played against Trickstar, I opened an Ash. So.
Yeah, I played against Trickstar twice. So the second one I just crushed, but the first one I just didn't draw play twice, and I died. So But other than that, I only went to time like once, which was surprising. I actually thought I'd go into time a lot. But I didn't because I almost went to time at Nats so much, so I had to like say to my opponent, play faster, play faster, play faster. But I don't know if you guys. Noah definitely doesn't have that problem because he plays combo. But yeah, definitely, I was really lucky I didn't have to be like an asshole to a lot of my opponents.
Me neither.
Just my last round opponents. My last round opponent because he would like play. He was playing Sky Striker, Centaur, whatever, and then he would play his cards like this. He would like place it and then let it fall into the mat. And I was like, bro, you have to play faster. Like there was just no way. And then I beat him. So because he played faster. So yeah. So it's almost like according to Matt McGlynn, I am Manav's antithesis. But that is my deck. And now we can shotgun a beer. The rest of the information you can figure out. By the way, I'm not using. Theoretically, it's not shotgunning a beer. So don't no fake news, no misinformation.
I am though. This is what I've learned from college. You take a bottle of beer, you take a straw, you put the straw in, and you bend it a little so that it has airflow. It's the same concept as when you pop a can open.
Straw?
And then you go. You ready?
Yeah. I don't know about that, but I'm just doing it Bowden style, where Bowden will he'll let it simmer, and then all right, yeah, I'm ready. I think I'm right. All right. But first of all, because the stream will probably end after this, again, huge shout out to MetaMats and our endorser at Card Overflow. You can check them out, cardoverflow.com. Their website currently is undergoing maintenance until tomorrow afternoon, but we do have our discount code with them where you can receive 5% off your purchase. DGZ Loli 5, all caps. Please. If you want your cards in the cheap, I encourage it. The reason why I'm begging you is because I want you to get your cards for cheap. It's just not fair. The card prices are wild these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not fair that
Boral Sword is like what, $60?
That's what I'm saying. It's not fair that you can't play the deck you just because you don't have the capital to do so. If you're a skilled duelist, you should play whatever fucking deck you want. Period. Check out Card Overflow. Super important. MetaMats, you want dope ass accessories? You want really cool fucking playmats? You want playmats with big tits and anime girls on there? Fuck it.
Big tits and anime
girls? Go to MetaMats. Don't you love big tits and anime girls? Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck. If you like that too much, you're kind of a pedophile.
Does Saki like it?
No, she doesn't. Yeah, we're not a huge fan of that. But if you're a fan of fucking anything, they'll put anything on your mat. They turn Jesse Cotton into a fucking potato on his mat. So fuck it. You can send them anything, they'll do it. So again, thank you to all our endorsers. All right, let's get it. All right, ready? All right, yeah. Yeah, let's do it. All right, ready? You count us in. What?
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. I believe I did it faster.
Oh, I got this.
Yo, dude, Mitchell would not be happy about seeing you doing this. Next time you're out in AZ, you're gonna have to learn how to shotgun a beer. You see, look, mine's all gone.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing, honestly.
All right. With that, and now it's getting sick.
I got it. I got it.
Oh, you want to finish it?
I got it. I can do this. I can do this.
All right. We're gonna watch him finish it. Put your feet up, guys.
Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Hold
Put
on.
your feet up.
Oh, I got this. I got it. Hold on. Yeah.
Maybe I should have gotten a second one and done a second one while
I can
was
do this. I can do this. I can do this. Well, hold on, everybody. I got
Are
this.
your eyes watering?
Yo, follow us. Follow us on Facebook.
Make sure to follow us on
Base Loli
Facebook,
TV.
Twitch, everything. Here, I'm gonna get the
Fucking what's the other one? Fuck. Base Loli TV. Follow us on Twitch. I'm doing this for you. I'm literally doing all this shit for you for fucking free. So hold on. I got this.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
Successfully shotgun. I did it. I'm dope.
Do you see mine? See mine?
No, I didn't. I was too busy accurately throwing.
I finished mine before you started throwing up the first time.
No, I didn't. I finished it. I was fast. I did it fast. Right, Saki? I did it fast, right? Yes, yeah, I did it fast.
Dude, you even slow play beers. Look at that.
Bro. Oh, yeah. No, I did it.
First try.
On my first try, yeah.
First try. Alright, guys.
I did it on my first try.
That is all for the stream today. Thank you so much for coming along and checking out our deck list and our interview with Farpa. Oh, with that, cutting. Thank you so much for coming. See you guys next time.